Hello, everyone. For our upcoming project, you guys are going to have to make a few decisions. And so today I kind of wanted to go over what each of these projects is going to involve. And then I'm going to have you, depending on what option you choose, have you complete a planning assignment. And then after that, you'll start thinking about ideas for a logo for the project that you're working with. Now, these projects are what I like to call mega projects because they're not just one project or one assignment. They are a bunch of projects that kind of work with a theme, and so that's where these options come in. And you're going to have three options. The first option is you can come up with an idea for a band, like a made-up band, and you're basically going to create a logo design, the album artwork, and then you're going to create an ad, like an advertisement, like a poster, or tour poster, or an album release poster for that band. So you're going to work with the theme of a band that you invent. Now, I mean, some of you guys may actually play in a band or aspire to be in a band, and you could by all means make this a very realistic project for yourself and create a real logo and real album artwork and all that. You are going to literally be using industry templates for this. If you choose the brand of band, you're going to actually use the same kind of template I use to create the album artwork for a couple of the different projects I've done for freelance work. For option two, you're going to, if you decide you want to do option two, you're either going to create a brand for yourself or a brand for some imaginary character, and you're going to create a identity package. And what that is letterhead, a business card. You're going to create a logo that's going to be used on both of those things. And essentially, you're developing this all around either yourself, if you want to, for instance, create something real that relates to your lawn mowing business or your babysitting business or whatever. You can create a business card that you could actually give out to prospective customers, and you can write letters on your letterhead. So this is totally functional, or you can make up something. You can make up a person and a company they work for and all of that. So option two is an identity package, and it's, like I said, it's very flexible. You can either make it a real thing that you can use, or you can turn it into something that's totally creative and out of your imagination. The third option is you are going to design a restaurant. You're going to come up with a restaurant logo, and you're going to also develop a menu for that restaurant and an advertisement. So your restaurant, you have complete creative control. You can decide whether your restaurant's going to be a fast food restaurant or a sit-down restaurant or some sort of like fancy kind of establishment where people have to like wear suits and ties to it. Totally up to you what direction you take it, but you're going to, for that project, come up with a logo for your restaurant. You're going to come up with a menu. You're going to create a menu, and you're going to create an ad. So all of these projects involve a logo design. They involve some sort of thing that's specific to that theme. So if it's an identity package, it's your business card and letterhead. If it's the band, it's the album artwork, and if it's the restaurant, then it's the menu. If you when you get to the third project, however, or the third part of the mega project, you are going to, in only two cases, be designing ads, and that will be for the band or for the restaurant. Obviously, for yourself, you could do that. You could maybe call it extra credit, but since you're doing a business card and letterhead, you're actually kind of doing two projects there. So if you take a look in any of these three options, I'll just use option three. I have information about the projects in there, and then I have our planning assignment. So for the restaurant, the planning assignment is there. It's a Google form, and as you complete it, it'll ask you questions like, what kind of restaurant is your restaurant? And in this case, I have everything from like buffet and cafeteria to delivery, takeout, dinner show, all kinds of stuff. And there are a lot of other questions. And then later on, this is to help prepare you for creating your menu, but you're going to need to come up with what items you're going to have available on your menu. I'm asking you to have at least 3 categories. So if you're doing the restaurant option, then you'll complete that planning assignment today. It's due at the end of the class period. And if you decide that you're going to do the band, you also will have a planning assignment. So the brand of band, mega project overview, there's the information in there, and the planning assignment. And if you're doing the identity package option, there's also a planning assignment for that. So no matter what, you're completing a planning assignment today. It's an assignment grade. It's so you can get your ideas down for what you're going to create. Whether you're going to create a restaurant, a band, or you're going to create an identity package. And after you complete the planning assignment, the next thing that I have up there in all 3 of these is the logo design project, the information for that. So if you look at, for instance, the brand of band, you'll see a thing that says brand of band logo design, and I have templates that you can use for Photoshop and Photopea, the PSD, or for Illustrator if you're wanting to work with Illustrator to create your logo design. All they are blank canvases for you to work with, but I went ahead and put them in there so that you could have something that gives you enough size and everything or enough space to create your logo. So there's the same thing in all 3. There's a logo design project for all 3. And depending on the project, there's also some examples. So for the restaurant logos, you could go in there and you can look at actual restaurant logos to get some inspiration. Everything from like McDonald's to, whatever, Buffalo Wild Wings, Olive Garden, Bubba Gump. So you can take a look at those, just kind of get some ideas. And, think about what kind of restaurant you're going to have and who you cater to. Is your food kid friendly? Is it, for people who like spicy food? Is it people who like chicken? Whatever. But you'll have in all 3 cases a logo project. So you can go ahead and start coming out with ideas. Now with the logo project, what I highly recommend, but I'm not requiring, is that you do your after you do your planning assignment, you sketch ideas for your logo. So sketch 3 to 5 ideas, just some different things that you can look at, so that when you're creating it in Photoshop or Photopea or Illustrator, you can have kind of a rough draft to work from, and you can change your idea as you go. But if you have some sketched ideas, at least you have a starting point. So I recommend sketching ideas. I'm not going to make it count against you if you don't do it, but if you decide that you do the sketches and you show them to me, I will put in a 100 as an activity grade for your sketches, just to reward you at least for the work. You don't have to do the sketches because obviously it's a little hard for my people who are home connect to turn in sketches, when everything's got to be turned in digitally. But if you show them to me, like you do take a picture of them and send them to me, or you show them to me in person, I will put in a 100, kind of an extra credit grade. But after you create your sketches and have a starting point to work from, then you'll just go ahead and create your logos. So that's all I'm having you guys do for this week, is complete your planning assignment, sketch some ideas, come up with an idea for your logo, and create your logo. And your logo is going to be due at the end of the week. So after 3 class periods, today, next class, and the class after, then it's due. So once you've created your logo, The next thing that we're going to be doing is dependent on what option you choose. So it'll either be the album artwork, the menu, or it'll be the business card design. And we'll talk more about that next week. But for this week, your focus is on the planning, figuring out which one of these options you're going to do, doing the planning assignment, and then creating your logo. And to kind of help you get some ideas of what these things are going to end up looking like in the end, I actually have a few examples, and I just kind of want to explain that when I've done some of these projects in the past with my students, I've actually combined two of these where my students did the brand of band, but as a part of that, they created a business card for the manager of the band and letterhead for the manager of the band. So as you look through these, you'll notice, it looks like a band logo, but it's on a business card. So these are a couple of the projects. I don't have any menus up here. I'll see if I can dig those up for a future video. But what you're working towards is, for this week, creating a logo. Here's an example right here. I have a few others. And what you'll notice about most of these is they're all pretty simple designs. And the reason they are kept simple is so that they're memorable. When things are a little bit more busy, there's a lot more to look at, then you don't focus on this one symbol that represents your company. So think about the Nike swoosh and how you see the swoosh and you automatically think of Nike. But if you have a lot of other stuff going along with it, and there's a lot of like a background and things like that, sometimes you're just, you lose that impact that you get. So the idea behind a logo is to create something that's visually interesting and impactful, but simple. So we have a few of those here. Like I said, I have some letterhead in here too. By the way, this is actually a business card design. This is all located in the option 1. You can look at examples of past projects. I haven't stuck it in the other ones, but some other things in there that might help you as well. But these are just, we got logo designs, and this is an identity package. You can see we got business card. He actually went above and beyond and created an online store and wallpapers for phones and stuff like that. Here's another identity package based on our band project, but they did letterhead and business card, and that was the one we saw earlier. And then this is actually album artwork that one of my students designed. And this mock-up allows you to see the front cover and the inside. And one thing you'll notice when you actually do this, if you do the band project, is you're taking care of the back side, the front side, the inside left, the inside right, the spine. So you're doing multi-dimensional design work here. And so there's a few different things in here. I also have an example of some like a logo design, a couple logo designs, and kind of an identity package I've done as well. So I have a logo design for a band, toddlercore band. I made it up, toddlercore, new genre of music, called the Understatements. And I have my business card design here. This is the front and then the back. So I made kind of a tall business card instead of a wide. And I got a CD design here, and then you can see this is the actual templates they use in the industry. So if you're doing album artwork, you'll be doing the CD design as well. You can see I got the inside left and right covers, the back, the front, everything kind of set up in there in a mock-up. And then here's a logo design that I've created that I could use if I were doing that personal identity package project. So I'm actually using that, and I can show you some examples if you care to see them. But anyways, that's basically some stuff I've created, and hopefully some of these things will give you some ideas. One thing I highly recommend doing, depending on your project, Google examples that deal with your ideas. So if you're doing a restaurant menu, look up restaurant menus. You might even do like you can look at them. I would look at pictures of them, obviously, because that's what we're going to be creating, the visual menus. But I would also maybe look up like cool restaurant menus, and you can see kind of some different innovative ideas that people thought were interesting. Another thing you could do if you're doing like the identity package and you want to do something for a lawn mowing business, you could look up examples of lawnmower business card and see if you can find anything, and it might give you some ideas as to how you could do that. Or you could do look like a lawnmower business logo if you're working on the logo design project for that identity package, and you can see what people have done for that thing. So depending on, I always like to look at examples of other ones. Not that I'm going to steal it, because needs to be your original work, but you can at least kind of see what other competitive companies have done for their ideas. So that's basically what you guys are going to be doing over the next few weeks. For this week, again, it's the planning assignment. If you're going to do sketches for your logo, sketches, and then your logo design. And that's due at the end of the week. All right, have a good day.